All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us, and despite the bye week, we're still holding a press conference for a very exciting announcement involving UAB football and Children's Harbor. So with me I have head coach Bill Clark, Merle Great, the CEO of Children's Harbor. I have Wesley Calhoun representing honorary coaches, and Timothy Alexander. So with that, I will welcome Bill Clark to make an opening statement and remarks about what we'll be doing on homecoming.
All right, morning everybody. Good to see you guys here. You know, one of the things that we talked about a long time ago when we started our program back, the return, and really all the way back to 14 was, what we expect out of our players, and we talk about making the whole man, and we want that guy to be obviously a great academic student. He's going to play football along the way, and we want him to be a great football player. But probably more important than any of those is what kind of person, what kind of citizen he is. And along with the return of bringing our program back, which we know was a community-wide effort, where our citizens, our alumni, our students, our business folks, everybody got together to help bring this program back. We know obviously we raised $45 million, was being part of this community. And we started something really back in 14 where we really got involved with Children's Hospital and Children's Harbor as part of a give back. Timothy Alexander, who's sitting over here to my right, is part of our community outreach where our players give back to our community. And Children's Harbor, which is, and I'm gonna let Merle talk about, kind of their mission and what they do, but their connection with Children's Hospital and the things they do, not only for the children at Children's Hospital, but critically ill children, really across the country is just phenomenal. And before I tell you what we're doing, I just want to say thank you to them for letting us be part of what they do. And invariably, when our kids go over there and get to be part of these kids' lives, we're the better for it. They thank me. So thank you guys for letting us be part of that. We were starting to think of ways to recognize Children's Harbor, to recognize the fact that we're part of this organization, just a very small part, and how could we do that? And one of the things we talked about really was that we want to play for more than ourselves. We talk about playing for the people that helped got you here, your family, your coach, your community, and I think UAB football, especially right now, is probably as big an example as there is of a community effort, a school effort, of a group of people that came together to bring this program back. And so we wanted to recognize that, and so we just kind of came up with an idea that how do we recognize playing for more than ourselves? So we're going to do something really special on homecoming in 2 weeks against La Tech. We're going to wear the name on the back of our jersey of a Children's Harbor, Children's Hospital patient now, former patient, recovered patient, to recognize them and really take the spotlight off of us and put it on somebody else. So we're going to be wearing some really special uniforms that the players are really excited about, and then we're also going to be, we've had through Children's Harbor and Children's Hospital, we've had a great donation that is going to allow these patients to get these players' jerseys. So we're going to hook these players up with these patients and former patients and let them know their story, and we're already doing that right now. So could not be more excited about this. As we say, this goes beyond football. This goes beyond really anything we're doing at this point, and really it's about these kids and Children's Harbor. So thank you for allowing them to let us be part, and I'll be around for some questions afterwards, and I'll turn it back over to you, and you can introduce our next person. Thank you.
So with that, we have Merle Great, the CEO of Children's Harbor, and he's going to make a few statements.
Well, good morning. I know you'll hear a little bit more about it from Timothy and already from Coach this morning, but the Champions for Our Children initiative between UAB football and Children's Harbor will really create a very special moment, a special memory for the children that we serve. We support children and families going through chronic illness here in Birmingham through a family center and then down at our Lake Martin campus. And as you can imagine, those children and those families are going through a lot of difficult times depending on their illness or their diagnosis, and this creates a special moment for them to really feel like a champion as they see their own name on the back of that football player going out onto that field on homecoming day. So we're very excited about the partnership between the two. We can't thank Coach Clark, the UAB football team, everybody involved in the entire process enough. Thank you.
And with us right here in the front row is the Nichols family and Emmy, who is representing Children's Harbor. So we will have Timothy Alexander up here next to give his thoughts and also talk about the partnership and especially his relationship with Emmy.
Thank you. Well, as Coach Clark said, one of the things here at UAB football, he was always talking about the whole man and just getting involved in the community. And Coach asked me to spearhead our community drive and getting involved with Children's Harbor and Children's Hospital. And I told Coach, if we was going to do it, we need to do it 100%. We need to be involved, not just go once a month. Let's try to get them there every week and get our guys involved in the community. And Coach said, Tim, if you think you can do it, I got your support. We're going to do it. And we made it happen. And I'll never forget, in 2015, I was at practice and I got a phone call from the Nichols family saying, hey, my daughter wants you to come up and see her. And so I'm thinking it's just a regular visit. And so I run over to Children's Harbor and Children's Hospital, and I go in the room and I meet Emmy. Emmy's laying down in her hospital bed. And her dad looked at me and said, well, she wanted you to come up here and meet her because she's having a brain tumor removed tomorrow morning. And they're not expecting her to live. And my complete heart just dropped because I'm just thinking, I'm just going to meet a patient, going to meet a little kid to give them hope. And one thing that she said to me, she said, live or die, I will live through you, I will live through Children's Harbor, and I will live through Children's Hospital, and I will live through everyone at UAB football. And that just took something away. And so I had an opportunity to meet Emmy and hug her and let her know, hey, you're going to live. And it just gave me goosebumps because before she went to have surgery, she wanted to meet myself and UAB football. And I ran back and I said, Coach, this is something bigger than us. This girl is requesting us. And I said, Coach, we have to keep doing this. And so I talked with Coach Clark, and we came up with something, said we would do something called a Hero of the Week. And we made a pattern with Children's Harbor saying whenever a kid got out the hospital, we would bring them down to UAB football so that they can meet the guys, get a picture with the guys so that the guys could know, hey, you're playing more for yourself. So the thing about wearing these young people's name on the back of our jersey, that's who we are. It's all about the next generation, and everything that Coach Clark said about playing for someone bigger than yourself, that's what we do. And Emmy came out last Thursday to be our Hero of the Week, and she wrote a speech. She wrote it on the sideline, edited on the sideline, and got excited. And she addressed the team and just told them to never give up, to keep going and just keep fighting. And it's an honor for me to look at her today because she changed my life. She pushed me to go and do therapy. She pushed Coach Clark to be a better coach and see the importance of giving back to the community. Because one thing I'll leave you with is that your talent can take you anywhere, but your character will keep you there. And so with us being involved, we're all about Greater Birmingham, and we're just thankful for Children's Harbor. And our guys love it. They ask every day, when can we go back? When can we go back? And we try to get them there as much as possible. But again, Emmy, we love you here, and I thank you. I thank you so much. And it's going to be an honor to represent you and to see your name on the back of one of our athletes' jerseys. So thank you again.
And before we open up for questions, we have Wesley Calhoun representing Coach Clark and the Honorary Coaches and Football Excellence Fund.
Thank you, Timothy. That was nice. The Honorary Coaches program is part of the UAB Football Excellence Fund, and Coach Clark established 6 pillars that are part of our honorary coaches. And number 1 is academics. Number 2 is recruiting. Number 3 is training. Number 4 is coaching. 5, sports medicine. And the most important, number 6, is character development. It has a lot to do with Children's Harbor and what we're doing today with Emmy. And these are the 6 pillars that makes UAB football, and they're the most important things. And we're honored to be part of Children's Harbor today, and we want to get the message out about the honorary coaches program, and everyone in Birmingham is invited to be part of this. And thank you again.
And we will now open it up for questions, and then after the questions we'll still break it out, and if you need the Nichols family or anyone up here, we'll get you additional sound. So questions.
What will the jerseys look like? Will they be the normal UAB jerseys, or?
It'll be a little different. Let's just say you'll get a sneak peek of the players' reaction to when they got to see them this summer. First next week?
Next week, yep.
So you won't get to see them, but it's going to be really special. It's something we've been looking forward to for a while. Something a little bit different.
How do you decide on, which children get to, put their name on them?
Right, that's a good question. We're going to have all our players that are dressed out, even some that maybe red shirt or whatever. So we'll reach that, I think 99 to 100. Excuse me, mark. But we're going to let the Ted and Children's Harbor and our guys kind of just decide and pick them out. But biggest thing for me was that each one of our players, and they were asking this, which tells you kind of about who our guys are. Coach, can we meet some of these kids that we hadn't met, and or at least know who they are? So we got bios prepared. We're going to make sure each player knows whose name they're representing and who that child is.
What do you think that'll mean for the players you see, obviously, just the emotional aspect of it? What do you think that'll mean for
I hope it means everything. I think when you realize that you're doing something that's bigger than who you are, and I think we all need that. And I think it's really been a bigger blessing for us. And Tim reminds me how important it is to these kids. But I know what it does for our players. Coaches and players come back and say, Coach, I'm better for having gone. I'm better for being there. And then when they get to come like Emmy did and just did such a great job, we can't get enough of that. But hopefully this is something that really just establishes who we want to be, and that it's not about us. It's not about us. It's about this community and giving back and being integrated in it. And of course, Children's Harbor does such a great job, for these kids.
These kids will be, some of them will be game Saturday as well.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to have the parents are going to come by the Coach's Excellence tent. We've got tickets now. Children's Harbor
Purchase 200.
Tell me about that.
Yep, Children's Harbor purchased 200 tickets, and so we'll have children and families in the block seating at the game.
One of the things to go with your question about the impact, to really give you an emphasis, when we do our community service, when Coach Clark cast out the vision, it's not just players. It makes our coaches and our staff go out as well. And we go bedside, we go in the hospitals, we put on the jackets and the mask and the gloves to go in to see these kids and give them hope. We talk to them. And we don't just go in and, hey, how you doing, UAB football, yada, yada, yada. We don't do that. We go in there and we spend time with them. We go out, shoot with them. And to give you a beautiful story, it was a young kid. He said, every day, probably around about 11 o'clock, I go to the big window in Children's Hospital in Children's Harbor, and I look out that window because I see UAB football players walking to class, walking on these sidewalks. And when I see them walking, I know UAB football is going on, and that gives me a hope going into therapy. So that's a huge big deal. And our guys again is always asking, Coach, when's the next community service? When is it that we can go back? Because they see some of my guys have kids. And just like Shaq Jones, he said last week, I want to do more. We want to do more because we see the lives that we're changing on and off the field. And that all points back to our head coach pushing them not just to be great athletes, but to be great people on and off the field and care for your community. And that's how we really make Greater Birmingham.
Yeah, we'll plan on making an announcement on that maybe end of this week, first of next week. Yes.
Anything else? All right, well, we will have additional sound. We'll break anyone up here and the Nichols family out if you guys need additional sound. Thank you. Thank you.